Said the guy wearing the Fujifilm shirt, right? Hey, a Fujifilm representative brought me this shirt. It is really awesome. It actually fits. This is awesome. I'm wearing it. So now someone's going to say, you got a Fujifilm camera on your table and you're wearing a Fujifilm shirt and you're always talking about Fujifilm. You must be a fanboy. That's not the case. Let me make a statement about Fujifilm and make a statement in general. And I think this is important. I get accused of being a fanboy. Now, people used to call me Nikon fanboy all the time. And I mean, I've called out Nikon countless times, and they don't care about me. They like me when I talk great about one of their new products, saying it's the best thing since sliced bread, like the D500. They love that. I even heard from Nikon representatives like, they're talking about you at Nikon. I said, really? That must suck. He's like, yeah, we really love what you said about the D500. Well, I was just honest about the camera, and the camera's a winner. Specifically pertaining to Fujifilm, I own GFX, some XT2s, and X100T and XT1, and talked endlessly about Fujifilm. Tried to be incredibly helpful, answer a lot of emails and comments. The reason why I talk about Fujifilm is not that I'm trying to cozy. Now Fujifilm has like Nikon. Let's really get honest here, okay? Let's get honest, seriously. And I know this for a fact because I've heard from people, like they'll call up some company, another YouTube channel. I know this for a fact. Say, I'll make a video about you if you send me some free stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna give you. See, that's fake. It's contrived. But this is not about other people. My point is that I've had a crap load of cameras pass through my hands. I mean, a crap. Look into my eye. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Because you know my personality. Even the people that know my personality know that I'm kind of much of a shoot from the hip, instinctual person. And I'm not gonna kiss up to anybody, nor do I expect anything from anybody in return. I mean, when I, hear great things and like, well, that's good. I just spoke the truth, or at least how I saw it. I have a lot of experience with cameras, and I've been so incredibly impressed with the XT2 and the stuff that Fujifilm's doing and their GFX system as well. It's like, it's hard to say this while I'm wearing a shirt that a Fujifilm representative gave me, but it's just a shirt, uh, that the point that I'm trying to get at is that, and there's a couple points actually, is that I can't be fair to you, anybody watching me and the videos that I make, if I do one of two things, both of which suck. If I'm just a fanboy and it's some products like, oh my god, my favorite company came out with a new product, even though the product sucks, and I'm not referring to Fuji, just saying whatever product. If you're just a fanboy, everything they make just is awesome. We know some people that do that. It's like whatever the company comes out with, it's awesome. It's the best thing, since space travel and pop-up toast. That sort of fanboy stuff is not helpful to anybody. Inversely so, on the opposite end of the spectrum, what is also not helpful is that, and a lot of people think that, I'm just a flat-out Sony hater, and that's not true. I hate a lot of this. I don't hate. I despise a lot of their practices and their business model of how they take care of their cameras. But I shocked the hell out of a lot of people when I picked up the Sony A9, and everybody said, I made videos like, I got an A9, I'm going to test it, and everybody said, oh crap, he hates Sony. He's going to really trash this camera. And even the people that hate me, they're usually Sony fanboys or whatnot, they were shocked because I was going to show you, if I had the camera or lens or whatever it is for testing, I would be fair to it, because if I was just a flat-out hater, it's just as bad as being a flat-out fanboy. And I've been critical of a few things that Fujifilm has done in the past, like the Q button placement on the X100F, which was a bad idea. The lack of a TTL cable, but I mean, there are reasons for that, but that's really inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, nobody's perfect, and even Fujifilm knows they're not perfect, and they would say that. And listen up, the point I'm actually trying to get to about 20 minutes ago is that all of these these businesses like Sony and Nikon and Fuji, they have media departments and are watching what the hell people are talking about. It's like, oh God, there's a lot of people watching this guy. He's going to talk about a product. What the hell has he got to say? Um, I do nothing for Nikon's pleasure. Nikon doesn't care about anybody, to be honest with you. Even though I got Nikon tattooed on my hand and I grew up with Nikon, and I have a nostalgic love for Nikon in many ways, shapes, and form, and I have a lot of Nikon lenses and cameras. Nikon, other than me saying something awesome about their cameras, they don't give a damn about me, and nor should they. And, you know, the same would be in a different respect with Fujifilm. The reason that I've been so praiseworthy of them is because I actually believe in the damn product. This is not a Fujifilm infomercial, girlfriend. I've been more impressed by the stuff. I was going to say crap, but I'm going to say stuff. Whoops, I said it. Been more impressed with the stuff Fujifilm's done than any other camera company throughout my lifetime. Really friggin' impressed. Just impressed. And I am one jaded schmuck. I'll tell you what, I'm jaded. The firmware updates, oh my God, I mean, who the hell is doing that? Even people that don't like Fuji for whatever reason, they're like, God, you know what the hell is Fuji doing? They're like giving firmware updates on cameras they discontinued years ago, like the X Pro 1. It's undeniable. But I do nothing expecting anything from Fujifilm. I do a disservice not only to them or any other company. If I'm a fanboy, it's like, oh God, you know, because if someone gets that hint and it becomes obvious, like, hey, who gives a damn what this guy thinks, or anybody? Nobody in particular. Who gives a damn what this guy thinks? Because everything this company makes, he just says is awesome. Because that is a disservice to being helpful to anybody else in making a logical, wise, intelligent decision. That guy's just a fanboy. He just loves anything that company makes, and that's no good. And inversely so, equally as bad as if somebody just, oh, who cares what he says? He just hates anything that company does. While I am by far no big fan of Sony at all, when I had that Sony A9 in my hands and I tested it, even the people that can't stand me, like, God, this guy was really fair to the camera. I mean, that was shocking. I couldn't even believe the hundreds and hundreds of comments like, my God, I had no idea you were going to do that. Whoa. I mean, even people that, it's like, oh, we don't watch that guy. People are telling me they're talking about me on Sony for. That guy doesn't even like, he can't stand Sony, but he did a really fair review on the Sony A9. I told you I would. So I'm not going to be any Sony hater, even though people think that. And I'm not going to play fanboy or hater to any company. Nikon, Fujifilm, or Sony. And let's be honest, there's a buddy of mine in Paris, France, told me, he said, come on, Ken, this is the way he talks. He's probably watching this video. Ken, this is the way he talks. Ken. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. None of these camera companies, the major four, are churning out garbage. You know, they've all got their pluses and their minuses. Ken, let's be honest. Like, yeah, I know, you're right. I know that. That's true. That's not in denial. He's a funny guy. That's a very true statement from him on that. So, but I've made a lot of videos. My point is ultimately that I've made a lot of videos on Fujifilm. A lot of them are helpful. It's like, this is a little tip and trick to do this. I like being helpful because I get emails all the time and I get comments, phone calls, excuse me, all the time, oftentimes in the middle of the night. And someone's like, you know, how do you do this? Like, okay, so you do that. I feel like unofficial tech support or something, which is fine. I love being helpful. By the way, Fujifilm tech support is second to none. I'll tell you what. You call up New Jersey, whoa. Really helpful. Nice guys too, man. Damn. Excuse my language. I'm jaded, and the bottom line is that I'm incredibly impressed by Fujifilm in more ways than one. And there's a lot of people out there talking about Fuji, and I know I make a ton of videos. People are like, you make a ton of videos. I do, but I mean, I hope they're helpful. I mean, some of them people don't like much. Some videos really people do like. I never made a video thinking, God, I'm going to make this video, get a lot of clicks out of it. No. But while I sit here wearing a Fujifilm shirt, I can't tell you that I'm more impressed by this company than... So I worked in several camera stores and pairing cameras and lenses, and I've had more lenses pass through my hands, and really, 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 really impressed by Fujifilm. In a manner of which that is visceral and kind of impalpable, kind of unspeakable sort of nuance that you understand what they're doing is right. But like I said, I'm not going to do it a service by being a total fanboy or a total hater on anybody. It's like, I hate this about something, but that's great about them. None of these companies are holy angels, and none of these companies are holy devils, and that's an accurate statement regardless of what you do or do not think about me. I can't tell you what, as far as holy angelic, my position is subjectively that nobody comes closer to that currently than Fujifilm does. They're really doing almost everything right. And almost everything is really, really high praise, to be honest, if you get down to the brass tacks of it. So I felt like I had to make this video because, like I said, I can't do a service or be helpful to anybody if I'm either a fanboy, wholly a fanboy, or wholly a hater. You have to be logical and, you know, understand people have different needs. And you have to ask what those needs are. Like, what's your budget? What do you plan on using it for? Those are the questions nobody tells me, and I always have to ask. So people say, what's the best? Like, what's your budget? What are you going to use it for? Because, you know, if someone said they're going to be doing a hardcore sports action wildlife, as much as I like Fuji, I say, well, you know, that's the domain of Nikon and Canon. You talk about really, really hardcore. Fuji's getting there. They know that, but Fujifilm even knows they don't make, you know, monster glass yet. Not that all sports action requires monster glass, but much of it is in that arena. Fujifilm's rolling out the 200mm f2 here in X number of months. I mean, that's a 300mm 2.8 equivalent full frame, essentially. That's why they're making it in an f2. I'm sure it'll be quite expensive, but, you know, it's a 200 f2. So, I wanted to make this video, make a statement that I can't be helpful if I'm a hater or a fanboy of any company. But the company that I'm most impressed with, and by God, you know I mean it, is Fujifilm. By God, I mean that. I really do. Totally impressed by them. Well, 98%. That's really high. Even relatives, even like your loved one. I bet even identical twins. It's like, what's your approval rating on your identical twin? 80%. Oh, you know where I'm going, right? This video's too long. Someone's going to type down below, you could have said this in a few minutes. Instead, you rambled on and on. Oh, you SOB. It's like, okay. At least I got my point across. I need more coffee. I warm my hands by the fire. Everybody seems to like this, this simulated fireplace on my desk. Tell me what you like next. Maybe like kittens rolling around. Maybe like fuzzy bunny rabbits, like chewing on strawberries. Would that be cute? Yeah, it might be. Fuji! Bye.